Hello everyone, today I will show you how to swap the doors in BMW E60 and also E61. This is gonna be the same thing. Why you might swap the doors? Well, if you park your car next to people that doesn't care about other people and they opening the doors like all the way through, sadly they might scratch your car. If they did, then luckily for you, more of BMW E60 and E61s, they ending up on scrapyards, or basically you can buy them on eBay for spare parts, and they might have good doors where there are no scratches. So this is what happened to me. I have scratches on my doors, and I did manage to find another car which have exactly the same color where I can do the direct swap of the doors. So this is what I will do. I also swap the seats. As you can see, this seat, that was different one originally. Also door cards and also trims. I did make the movie how to swap the seats. I will need to upload this to the YouTube, and I will do this in the next few days. But anyway, now speak about the doors. So the first thing that I would recommend to do is disconnect the car battery. The reason for it is that by disconnecting the airbag from the front doors, this will upset the computer on your car, and sadly you will have an error. So if you don't have access to the diagnostic tool which can erase those errors, then this might be an issue for you. So I would definitely recommend first disconnect your car battery and then start working on the doors. I did swap those doors, and if you don't want to see the whole movie, then I will give you advice right away. When you're swapping the doors, there is a controller unit inside of the doors which is coded to the ECU. If you will not move the control unit from the original doors to the new doors, then car will not recognize the airbag system. So you have to move the old controller to the new doors, and then everything will be fine. So I will show you now with the front doors. I did move the front doors. I'm not gonna move the second front doors, but I will show you what you have to do to remove the doors anyway. The rear doors, they are basically exactly the same as the front door, but the rear door should not have airbag. Some of the cars might have, my one didn't. So the first step with the front doors, you see here there is a blinder. So you have to remove this blinder, and after removing this blinder, underneath there is a cross for the screwdriver. You have to use the flat screwdriver in order to take it out. Then here you got the airbag sign, and underneath you got your hex key. So this is what you have to untighten as well. And after that, some of the cars, they got also something underneath, but this one doesn't. So there's gonna be just those two. So you have to remove this, and also that one, which is a cross screwdriver. After taking this out, you will have to gently try to figure out the way. What I'm doing, I'm always going from the top. Try to put your fingers and just put it out. They are clips which holding the trims, so you have to just pull it out. When you will disconnect this, then you're going top one to release all the claps which are here, and then by holding this you have to lift it up to release this from another holder which is somewhere here. And when you do that, the trims will come off, and then you have to disconnect the wires which going for control of the doors. Also disconnect the handle. There is another wire which goes for your welcome light, which is underneath, and there is also one which goes for your speaker. And that's all. I was like, and the airbag, and one more which is an airbag. And this is all. Remember which position you had your speaker connected to, so you can connect this back in the same way. One thing that I would recommend to keep in mind is closing the doors, windows, sorry. You see, I didn't close the window, and sadly because of it, I left this window open. This is old car, luckily for me. But this is the clips that I mentioned. So when you're moving the trims, you're just pulling it, and this will be released from here, from those. Also, there are holes here for another clips, so if you're gonna move it, this will be released. And the final one is here. This is the one where I mentioned that you have to leave this up to release it, and this will remain here. So then you have to take the clips and just squeeze it and pull the black part out. I will show you this with the rear doors. The front one, as I said, I moved already, so I can just show you like retrospectively, I hope this is the proper word, how I did it. So you have to disconnect your door handle, so you're just pulling it out from the door handle like this. You're not disconnecting, but pulling it down. This is for opening doors. this is location for the controller, which I mentioned. So if this is your old doors and you're moving your door card as well, if your door card is in bad condition, or maybe it was not ladder and you're moving it to the new car and to your old car, sorry, to your car, and also gonna move the car seats, then you're taking this off. But also, no, you have to take this off anyway, because you have to swap the controller. In other case, this will be just direct swap of the doors, but without the controller it will not work, so you have to move the controller as well. So in this case, controller is held by two screws, which are located here. So you have to untight one and another. The controller is already on my door, sorry. And then you have to disconnect this connector, where you're pressing those two buttons. This will allow you to take it out. This connector will be on this side, where you're pressing this little bit, and this will go out like that. And the third connector, it's here, the button. So you pressing it, and this will allow you to take it out as well. So with those connectors gone, the unit should come out. Ah yeah, and there is one more. This go from the bottom. So this is secured by that. So you're pressing this little bit here, and this will go around it and allow you to disconnect, and then you can take out the module. You'll have to disconnect the cable for the speaker. Remember, if this goes to the top or bottom position, so you can put this in the same location. And then the final one is this one, which go for welcome light. So it's on the bottom, so you have to disconnect this too. So with them gone, you will be able to move this to the doors that you will be adding to your car. Then afterwards, see here, there is a connector for all the electronics. So you have to push it out, like up, then away, and when you got it away like this, sorry, it will be secured by one screw, my bad. Here there is one screw which you will have to untie first. So by untying this screw, then you're lifting this up, taking this away, and when it's away, like this, you see this top part. When you pulling it on the both ends, you see this side and that side, it come up. I hope you see it. And this will allow you to disconnect this. By adding this back and pushing this down, you will be connecting this back. Now, when you disconnect that, the next step is gonna be to remove the doors itself. So there are two screws which holding it on the top, and also two screws which holding it on the bottom. So you'll have to remove them. What I would recommend is make the markings on the doors here and there, and do this on the old doors and the new one, so you can put them in the same position. The thing is that afterwards you have to align the doors so they will close properly. So this will make your life much easier if you will do this way. So by marking this, as I said, you untying the screws, then you have to hold the doors because they will just fall off after this is gone. And this is the final thing. Let's say what will be the order. First, I would recommend to untie this, disconnect the connector. After that, take out this, cover the top part of it with cloth, with anything, so you're not gonna cause the scratch when you're gonna move the doors. And then untie those two, those two, probably those two first, and then the top one. But have someone to help you with taking out the doors, and the front doors will be out. As for the rear doors, they got cap here, as you can see. So you are using tiny screwdriver to pull it out. And then there is, as I said, the cross screwdriver. And the second one is exactly the same, but it's located on the bottom. So it's on the bottom of the doors here. So when you take out those two screws, which is it's here, and the second one was there, here, then this is it. So then you're starting to pull by that. As I said, the trims away. So you're working like this, and you're going all the way down, and you hear the noise, like it's pumping out. And after you release those, you have to then pull it from those all the way through, and this will come off. So as for the rear doors, it is much easier because there is no module here. So basically what you have to do is just disconnect the connector for opening of the windows, which is located there, you see here. And there is no speaker as well. The airbag, I think it should be here if there was one, but there is none. You're pulling it out for door handle, and this is you. I got also connector for the light which I got, which is a LED light on the bottom, so this is something that I will have to sadly redo again, so what a mess. And anyway, this is those clamps which I mentioned, the clips which goes to those holes. So the rear one will be actually quite easy. Also, as I said, you will have to squeeze those two by the clamps, I don't know how you call them, but just you will have to squeeze this and then this will come off. And this you will have to add here. And this is what I said, that when you releasing the doors, you're pulling them up. This is because this holder is holding them like up. So, you know, when you're adding this holder here, sorry, this is a place for it, you will see that you're sliding this way. So then when you want to release it, you have to put the card up. That's why, you know, what I said, after releasing all of those, you have to use the door handle to lift the whole card up. And this will allow you to release it from here. And this is what I meant, that I said that you have to squeeze on the both sides. So you have to first push it on one end and pull from one side, and then the bottom part, and this should come off. It's not easy to do this by one hand, but you can see that there is here one metal holder on the top, and there's exactly the same on the bottom. So by pressing it and moving like this will allow you to move the top part, and then by moving the tool lower, this will allow you to release the bottom one. And after taking this out, you're adding this to your door card, which you would like to have in your car. So when you got your door card, you're doing this way. So you're adding this like here. You see the shape is going like that. You're adding this here and pushing this up. And then when you will be adding them back, you're just pushing this in, so this small metal clamp will go through. So now with the correct door panel in place, make sure that all pins are in position, that this bit is gone, it's transferred here. Then we are connecting this connector here for the door control. Also the door handle, this is quite easy to actually add. You're adding this in with the handle closed. So you have to lock the handle and then this will jump in. So anyway, you're adding this here, but the door handle have to be closed. Then the connector here, you're connecting here, and then when you're adding this in, align the pins on the side with those holes. If you will align the top one on this end, top one on another end, and also make sure that this will go through for this wee hole, then you are okay. Then you can push this into the end. But make sure before you're gonna push it in that the top pins, they are aligned, and this went through the wee hole here. That we speak about doors that you are moving to your new car. So, I mean, not new, your car. So check if this does work, it works. As you can see, make sure that it does work. And then when everything is correct, then you have to add your wheel screw here, another one over there, and then make sure to make the markings. The markings will leave on your doors above this here and below, so you will know exactly where to put your doors, where you're gonna add them in. So what I'm gonna do now, it's as I said before, first I will take this out, then I will untie the wheel screw, which is located here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is one, nah, you're not gonna be able to see it. There is one screw here, so you have to unlock this one. And then, as I said, disconnect connector for wiring for the doors. And then after that, I will first remove the door holder on the bottom and then on the top. And this will completely release the doors. So this one, as you can see, is key E10, which looks like that. Same as the screw. With this unlocked, this will allow you to open doors more widely. And then this one is size 8. So you just take key size 8 and unlocking this one. So now I'm adding everything back. This goes to scrap, and luckily for me, because you can see that I've managed to scratch it. The other doors, they were wrapped, so I didn't bother so much. So what I would recommend, before you're gonna do the job, put some tape on this edge, because it will, to be honest, probably it's better to go all the way through. Put the tape all the way through, and definitely in this place, in this corner, because this definitely gonna touch against the other side. If you want to be like really safe, I would recommend to put some tape here, and probably somewhere higher as well, so maybe just go all the way down. And in this way you will avoid any damages to your new doors, because this will kill the purpose if you're gonna damage the doors by moving them. So just wrap the side and then the other side. It's better to be, safe than sorry. So I'm working now on the other side, and I realized that actually there was a simple solution for not scratching the front doors, which is just opening them. So when you're gonna do the front doors, then tape the side just in case if you might scratch it, and also tape the side here because you might damage this as well. But when you're doing the rear doors, just open them, open the front doors, then there is nothing to scratch against, so that's much easier. Now by adding the doors, what I've done, I added the box with the bag, and there is like a lot of bags in it, so this did allow me to actually hold the door in one position, so I could add the holdings. So I started from the top, I added those two back, then I added the bottom back as well. I didn't align this yet, but this is a scrap, so it doesn't really matter. But you will have to align this against the lines that you've done previously. So I don't really see the line, but it's there. There is the line. So I will have to put it lower. So first what you will have to do is tight those and the bottom one. I would recommend to start from the top one. So when you do the top one, the bottom will still wibble, and that's why it's good to have this tape, so you're not gonna scratch anything. After doing it, you have to pull out your connector, release it by going all the way up, and then make the connection. And when you make the connection, put this all the way down by pushing it in at the same time, and this will allow you to put it in the place. Now this, when you're adding this in, you see here there is a holder. So when you're adding this in, you first pushing this in, and then you have to slide it down, and this will allow you to add the screw which is over there. So when you put the connector, then add this wee bit in and then slide it down, and this will allow you to make the connection. When this is done, you don't remove this yet. First try to close the doors and see if they are aligned. Just slowly try to push them down. If they close properly, then open them and then tight this one. So this is what I meant. You adding the bottom part, aligning it, and then it must go down. It doesn't want to go down, but it will eventually. It's just hard to do everything by one hand. Or maybe it did go down already. I think it did. Or maybe it didn't. Oh yeah, now it went down. I will show you. Ah, crap, now it's down. I will put it up. Oh, you see? It went up. Now it went down. Guys, I hope that you did enjoy the movie, and all my advices will be useful for you. What I will say is that if you're gonna do this job afterwards, you might have errors for the trapped window. So what you will have to do is just pull the window down all the way through, hold the control button for 5 seconds, then pull the window up, hold this for 5 seconds, and then the next time when you pull this down or up, it should work all the way through. So this is an easy fix. I had this on the both windows, so you're probably gonna have the same error as I did. If you have anyone to help you, I definitely recommend to use this help, because this job is not easy. It's harder to actually take the doors out than put them back in, because when you're putting them back in, you tie the top screw and the bottom screw, which are the top from the top holder and then the bottom one from the bottom holder, and this should help you to align everything afterwards. And when you're closing the doors, do this slowly, just to make sure that they are on the proper height. Compare them with the front doors just to align them, and you will be fine. I will also recommend to use I'm using the isolation tape just to wrap the corners on the both ends of the doors before you're gonna take them out. And also, if you're working on the rear doors, then open the front doors anyway. There is a wee thing on between the doors that might scratch the doors as well. So I will recommend, as I said, to add the masking tape or isolation tape on the corners of the doors, and you will be absolutely fine. So I hope that you enjoyed the movie and all my advices will be useful. If you got any other advices for any other users, then if you can leave them in the comment, this definitely will be helpful. And anyway, have a look on my other movies, maybe you will find something else which will be useful for you. So, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I wish you a good day.